Hello YouTubers, this is Daryl here again. It's been 9 years since I put this transmission into this 1968 Chevelle, and about 2-3 weeks ago I was sitting in the driveway just running this transmission in neutral around 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. I hadn't driven it for a while, so I just wanted to get it running for a little bit so I could take it out the next day. And I had around 4,000 RPMs for about 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it sounded like something broke and everything all of a sudden locked up. To make a long story short, the transmission somehow is locked in 4th gear, and when I have it in neutral, it's still in 4th gear. I can't get it into the other gears real easy, but when I do, when I'm in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, or 6th, or reverse, the transmission totally locks up as if it's in 2 gears. So I don't know what really happened to cause this exactly. This transmission only has a little over 9,000 miles on it, and I do not race with it, even though it's a racing transmission, but it's just a daily driver. So my only conclusion might be is that maybe somehow I did not really dial in the transmission properly, and it was out of that 5,000th tolerance. And over the years and 9,000 miles and then running in at 4,000 RPMs for a sustained amount of time caused something to happen with that input shaft bearing, and it is locked into 4th gear, even though it's not in 4th gear. But when I have it out of the transmission and I was rotating it, it would rotate hard. 4th gear would rotate, neutral would rotate, but all the other gears would just be locked up. Then I took out the shim for the input shaft main bearing. That's this little thing here. It's about, says it's 38 thousandths of an inch thick. When I took that out and just put the front cover back on again and snugged it down, transmission turns freely like it normally should. Shifts in every gear just fine. So I'm going to take this transmission apart and change that input shaft bearing, both the outer and the inner. Unfortunately, in order to get to those bearings, I got to take the transmission completely apart. So this is going to be a new project for me. Now there are plenty of disassembly videos on YouTube on how to do this, so I may not show every little thing, but I'm going to try to show some tools you might have to make, and tools that you should have if you're going to do this yourself and you're not an expert at taking these transmissions apart like me. I am certainly no expert. This is going to be the first time to do this, so stay tuned, and anybody has any comments or suggestions, feel free to mention them in the comments. They will be appreciated. Alright, until next video, stay tuned.